AskReddit, what is the weirdest thing you've seen or heard in a public restroom? When I was a college freshman, I went to a bathroom and used the stall on the opposite end because the first one was already taken. At one point, the guy in the first stall started groaning, breathing heavily and saying things like right there, followed by a big sigh, and there we go. He was alone in the stall. He was birthing a human-sized shit, or beating his meat. Why not both? I was in a truck stop once. There must have been at least 15 to 20 stalls lined up, and everyone was filled with truckers taking a dump. Just continuous farts, and one by one everybody started laughing until like 30 dudes were just cracking up while using the bathroom. Hard laughter while taking a shit is like having John Henry inside your ass swinging his hammer down onto the top of the turd with every laugh. There was one guy at a urinal peeing, and 3 people huddled around him chanting Lacrosse John, which is French for the big yellow, over and over again. Was this in a French speaking country? No, it was in English Canada, which makes it even weirder. So I was at Burning Man, and I had to poop. There I was, in line at the porta potties, minding my own business, when a guy comes out, eyes the size of dinner plates and kinda swings his finger around, and points at me. You want to use that toilet?" Pointing back at the toilet he came from. Do I? I'm kinda messed up myself, and suddenly scared by how much this man wants me to use this toilet. Yes, you'll thank me, he says, pushing me towards the toilet. I get in, and this Porto John has been turned into magical space toilet. Every inch of the walls are covered in fresh cut flowers. There's lit votive candles floating with flower petals and pools of scented water. A vast array of toiletries, with all sorts of body butters, scented lotions, baby wipes, dry shampoos, everything you could use to stay fresh. It was truly the most magical portable toilet I have ever been in, and one of my fondest memories of Burning Man. In a crowded restroom once, I heard a woman berating another woman for bringing in her small son with her. He was, I guess, around 2 or 3 years old. She was going on and on about how embarrassing it was for all of us in there to be heard peeing by him, and how it was most guys' dream to be in a woman's restroom. Others in the restroom were telling the lady to shut up, mind her own business, and sarcastically ask her whether mother was expected to leave her son. The lady was all finished, but she just hung around giving her a hard time. What the duck? It's a kid. Who cares if he hears you pee? I've legit had little kids look under the stall wall at me. It's not anything to freak out about, just a curious kid who likely has a mortified mother now, lol. I was waiting in line to use the urinals in an airport, and an old man that was maybe 2 or 3 people in front of me pulled out his penis and started peeing on the person in front of him. I backed out of the bathroom once I saw that and heard aloud, "What the duck?" Don't know what happened afterwards. I once saw a girl walk into a men's bathroom, press the top of her head up against the wall of a urinal, and proceed to flush, using the urinal flush to wash her hair. I was taking a poop in one of those single person bathrooms at a barbecue place way out in the country. After about 5 minutes, I heard the guy who was in line behind me say, in the most thick southern accent imaginable, "Hi, Mars be pooping." The phonetic spelling of the words murdered me. I read it in a goofy voice. 3 times walking in and seeing a grown man at a urinal peeing with his pants, underwear at his ankles like a 6 years old. Safe thing to do is turn around and hold your bladder at that point. Female here. How far are you supposed to drop the pants? You're just supposed to undo your pants and plop your dock out, not taking the pants down at all, really. Walked into the women's restroom in a mall. At the time, I was pregnant and sick as hell, so I had no sense of taste or smell. I was immediately hit with the smell of diarrhea into 10 when I entered the bathroom. Everyone in the bathroom was gagging and running out of there, but I really had to pee, so I shoved paper towel into my nose and got in the stall to pee. Looked down as I was peeing, and a splash of diarrhea flew into my stool from the one next to mine. Peered to the floor on the stool next to me, and saw splashes of diarrhea flying all over the place, and a woman was standing barefoot in the stall, squishing her feet into diarrhea and poop chunks. She just kept spinning in circles barefoot, stepping in her shit. That was the only thing I was able to smell for an entire month. I can only imagine what it smelled like to everyone else. Thank God for bronchitis and a sinus infection and a stuffy nose from hell. Heathrow Airport 25 years ago, I'm in a stall in the bathroom, and the gentleman next to me was having a really hard time. We are talking grunts, splashes, moans, farts. It really did sound like he was shitting out his innards. In the middle of this, there's a little boy in the bathroom, maybe like 5 years old, knocking on each stall door and asking in extremely British accent, "Daddy? Daddy, are you in there?" Finally the boy gets to the dude's stall and knock on the door, and the poor guy inside lets loose the loudest concussive diarrhea I have ever heard, and post-drop says in an equally British accent, "Not now son, go to your mother." You could tell he was holding back something fierce to spare his kid the reality of his dad completely destroying a public restroom. The kid patters off, and he lets even more loose. I finish, wash up, and leave, and still wonder if he survived. Duck, that cracked me up. Totally normal for Heathrow Airport. I was once at college, went to the restroom, and saw 2 sets of shoes in the stall with shushing noises. Somebody just came in. Keep quiet, and I want to keep going. After he leaves thinking I couldn't hear. Then when I was about to leave, one said, "I want to do it now. I don't care if people can hear." And I'm thinking, what the duck? Go to a hotel or something. Then I heard one shake and roll dice. They were betting in the bathroom stall. Could have been worse, I guess. It was probably X dice, not gambling. 2 dice, one with a body part and the other with an action. I was using a stall and heard one guy say to another, "You call that a pick?" I died within the stall. My friends and I say shit like this. I was peeing a while back, and my buddy walks up to the urinal next to me and loudly says, "Ooh, I didn't know you started wearing an Apple Watch." Made me laugh so hard I almost started missing the urinal. I work in a hospital and we have a lot of single room restrooms. I opened the door on this young dude, 20s, with his pants down around his ankles, feet on the toilet seat, and in a squatting position. He looked at me and said, "Oh shit," and jumped off the toilet. Before you ask, I'm in America. He was American. This wasn't cultural confusion. That helps sometimes though. That's how you're technically supposed to do it though. Heard a guy in a stall yell, "That's not mine." There was nobody else in the restroom besides us, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't on the phone. His ex just sent him a picture of a baby. I was at a brewery and heard a woman telling her friend that she does not wipe 90% of the time when she pees. She only does when her husband complains and tells her to wipe. Disgusting. Dude, her underwear must be constantly annoyingly wet. We've all had the horrible experience of peeing and then realizing there isn't any toilet paper at least once. That feeling is terrible. Why do that intentionally? Apparently she air dries, but that's worse to me. Crusty ass bitch. I heard a fart that sounded like a bomb and I shat myself. Were you on the toilet when you did the shatting? Fortunate coincidence, some might say. r/blessed comments. Worked supporting adults with intellectual disabilities. While working at 2 clients, 1 staff, we were in a quiet mall and did a bathroom break. One guy just had to take a pee and the other had to do a number 2. Since both guys required assistance and supervision in the bathroom, the guy that peed and I had to hang out in the bathroom while the other proceeded to give pooping a try. He was apparently having a rough time of it and proceeded to very loudly yell, "Bow, bow," from inside the stall. Naturally I check on him, "Are you okay?" And he'd say yes. This went on for No exaggeration, at least 20 minutes. He'd say ow, and then confirm he was okay after checking on him. At some point, a man in late middle age walks into myself, 23ish at the time, and a 6 foot, 225 pounds, silver-haired, nearly 70-year-old man, whose only expressive communication consisted verbalizations kind of like begap, bababa, eriiiwop, who are apparently just hanging out in the bathroom. The silver-haired guy I was working with greeted this man with something similar to the previously paraphrased verbalization. Needless to say, the middle-aged guy thought it was more than weird. While he's at the urinal, we are all treated to another round of ow coming from the stall. The ridiculousness of the situation causes me to start laughing uncontrollably. Like, maniacal nervous laughter. Tears in my eyes. My laughter causes the silver-haired man to start laughing, and also increases verbalizations. The guy in the stall hears us laughing, and he starts laughing in between exclamations of ow, ow. The poor guy who just walked in to pee was horrified, and got out of that bathroom as fast as he could. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit like, get subscribed, and tell us the weirdest thing you've seen or heard in a public restroom in the comments section.